Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Extra Gents. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance here today. It's Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal Le Parfum, or I should say Scandal Pour Homme Le Parfum. Unfortunately, this is still not really easy to find in the US. You can't go to Macy's.com and just type it in and buy it, at least not as of when I'm filming this video, and who knows if ever. It's popped up at discounters time and again, but then it sells out really quickly. I know that Fragrance Buy had it, and it was going for like $100 US, give or take a couple bucks. But again, sold out as of this video. And, it pops up Fragrance Net or Joma Shop or wherever, and then boop, gone. Now, I imagine that in the future, it's going to be readily available, but as of right now, it is not. And I'll try to link it below if I can find it someplace where it's actually able to be purchased. I bought mine from overseas, from a store in France, and man, it was a headache and a half. It's just a complete pain. The shipping was like delayed in Miami forever, and they couldn't find it and this, that, and the other thing. So just not fun, man, not fun. So in today's video, like always, I will show you the presentation, break down the fragrance for you a little bit, let you know how it smells, what I think about it, and if it's something you should keep your eyes open for. So let's jump into it. And completely separate from Scandal, but if you should shop twistedlily.com or maxaroma.com, use the code GENTS10 and save yourself 10% off your order. Let's check out the presentation. So here we got the box. You have the name of the house, name of the fragrance, the size, the concentration on the front there. Has this fuzzy kind of velvety feeling to the box. It says Scandal up top. On one side, lets you know that the bottle is eco-friendly and that you can refill the bottle. The other side is blank. And on the back, you have a QR code and a little information about the fragrance. Then on the bottom, you have your ingredients, your badge code, your barcode. Badge code 21181. And here's the bottle. You got Scandal right there on the front. I like the look. I like that kind of painted finish on the inside of the bottle. I think it looks slick. You have Jean Paul Gaultier on top of the crown cap there. And then the badge code is etched into the bottom of the glass. Cap clicks into place and it says Jean Paul Gaultier on top of the atomizer. You know what time it is. It's time to waste a couple sprays. Atomizer is pretty good there. Don't mind it. So the original Scandal, I like that one pretty well. Grew on me over time. And then this one, I did the first impressions on, of course, and I liked it then. And I gotta say, I still do like it. This is a solid fragrance. The note breakdown is goofy. It's that typical 3-note style that's pretty popular nowadays, where they give you just the slightest amount of information possible. I think it's geranium in the top, tonka in the mid, and then sandalwood in the base. So yeah, not too much information there. So this one, when you first spray it on, is fresh. It's very welcoming. You get a decent dose of geranium. It's slightly aromatic. And then as it dries down, it starts to take on a similarity to the original in the way that it has like a gourmandy, toffee kind of sweetness, but it's not as sweet as the original. This is a slightly more mature, slightly darker take on the original Scandal Pour Homme. And I think between the two that I gravitate more toward this one overall. It's not as sweet. It's not as gourmandy as the original. It has a heavy dose of tonka in here that's actually, of the 3 notes that they list off, going to be the most prominent one. It's got a heaping dose of it, so you're gonna get that warmth, that slight vanilla-like sweetness from the tonka. And as it dries down, this one is woodier than the original Scandal is. Of course, as I said, sandalwood is the base note here. So it's gonna come across much woodier. A slight creamy touch from that sandalwood, but that kind of melts together with the tonka and just further enhances that little bit of a gourmand feel that it has. So in the simplest of terms, you could think of Scandal Le Parfum as a Scandal made slightly more mature, richer, darker, less sweet, and more emphasis on woods. The best part to me is that tonka. It comes across like with little facets of the caramel kind of vibe that you get from the original Scandal, but more vanilla and caramel. I think that taking a little edge off the sweetness there works very well. And that woodiness in the base shores everything up. It's really well done, smells great, but it's not something that I would go that far out of my way to pick up. So what I mean by that is if you have to go through the whole hassle that I did, ordering it from overseas, then you have to pay a boatload of money for shipping and stuff like that. I don't know that it's worth it that much, but I do think that once it starts popping up at US discounters and hopefully the price kind of creeps down as it becomes more readily available, absolutely keep your eyes open for this one. And if you have the original Scandal, is it redundant to own this one? Pretty close, honestly. Between the two, if I were gonna roll with just one, I'd roll with the Le Parfum at this point. But if you tell me the original is, well, like let's say just for sake of argument, $60, and then Le Parfum is 100 or 110, then I would just go with the original. It's not that much better. Like it's better, but incrementally, I would say. I think if you're middle-aged and older, that Le Parfum will probably appeal to you a little bit more. If you're younger, the original might appeal to you a little bit more. But very pleasant, very nice smelling, great for fall and winter time. It's, I think, equally split between day or night as to when I personally would use this. But I would imagine most people would say that it leans nighttime use. And that's gonna be because of that warmth, that sweetness, that gourmand edge to it. It comes across like a date night fragrance, a night out fragrance, very sexy, a compliment pulling type of scent. Let's talk performance really quickly. In terms of longevity, really good. Well above average. This stuff lingers forever off my skin. Spray it onto clothing, gonna be there all day or all night, or just both, frankly. In terms of projection though, it's reined in a little bit more. It's not weak off my skin at all. It's just not like a super powerful beast mode destroyer fragrance, It's solid. I have no qualms. I have no complaints. As I said, it lasts forever. It's just while you're wearing it, it makes not necessarily a more personal scent cloud, but a more moderate scent cloud, which I think actually suits this fragrance better. If it was really loud as far as the projection goes, with the kind of longevity that it has and that sweetness from the tonka, that sort of caramel vanilla vibe that it has going on, I think it could be a little overwhelming. It could be one of those fragrances that people find cloying, that people complain about, that it's just bashing you over the head with too much sweetness. So I think keeping that projection reined in a little bit helps. Now, of course, I've drawn those comparisons to the original Scandal, and this does have a strong similarity to that one, of course, but it also has a bit of a similarity to Le Parfum from the same house, and also to a lesser extent like Armani Code. Like you took little bits and pieces from those fragrances, kind of put them all into a blender, and out popped this bad boy. So on the whole, Scandal Le Parfum gets a thumbs up from me. Very much enjoy the way that it smells. Doesn't come across poorly blended, nothing sticks out. It doesn't have that alcohol-y tinge off the top. Really well done. Aromatic, fresh opening, quickly leading in to a sweet, warm, dry down. And it's right in line with what's popular nowadays with men's fragrances, stuff like the Stronger With You line that I've spoken about a number of times, and other fragrances of that ilk. This follows along in that sort of path, that style. It doesn't smell super close to Stronger With You or anything like that, but the idea behind it, it's not like really far removed. As I said though, do keep in mind the price point difference. If this one is like twice as much, which I've seen it going for twice as much as the original Scandal some places, I don't think it's worth that price difference. But I do think that if they were similarly priced, that Le Parfum's a little bit better. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Scandal Le Parfum. Really enjoy this one. If it were more readily available, I would say, go check it out. Go smell it at your local store, but that's not possible in the US. So hopefully it gets into stock at places and the price goes down over the next year or so. If you've smelled that one, let me know what you think about it. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.